What's up, family? This is your local OG motherfucking Juggalo here. This light wake and bake session and shit. Uh, I've seen this whole North Korea America shit popping off more and more. I really think they picked Trump. They, not the American people. If you think your vote matters, and we're gonna have to start at step one with you. But I think the powers that be picked Trump because he was always considered as a loose cannon, right? I mean, look at all the propaganda that the media pushed against him about him being a loose cannon. Now that was to set the stage because if they decide to go on with it, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna act like I know everything. Like certain YouTubers out there, like Alex Jones and fucking what is it, AMTZ, whatever the fuck that one thing's called. But if their agenda is to use nuclear weapons, the whole fucking blame is going to be placed on pretty much two parties. That's going to be America with Trump because Trump's a loose cannon, and North Korea with Kim Jong Un, I believe he calls himself, because they've always been pushing that agenda. I just think they needed the right U.S. president. You know, they tried it with Bush almost with the dimwit, but I don't think they felt that it was a good ideal. It wasn't a good fall guy because everybody would have been like he's retarded. Because Bush Jr. is kind of fucking retarded. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. You know, money can get you fucking put through college, so I don't want to hear the college thing. And they have money. Uh, they're fucking oil barons or whatever. They've always had money. But what's his name? Obama. But Obama was just too calm, cool, and collective, just the way he is. So they just pushed a race agenda with him, which fucking worked out fabulously, as you can fucking see. And they further drove the nail in the head with fucking bringing in Trump. For real. Uh, but he's got the wild card on his side because a lot of people see him as a loose cannon. Even people that voted for him, which they voted, but you know what I'm saying, see him as kind of as a loose cannon in his own regard. That's why they voted for him because he would make shit right. He would go above people's heads, but he keeps on putting the same people on the staff, the major players that fucking everything up, the bankers and shit. But but yeah, so it's it's plausible for nuclear weapons or nuclear arms or nuclear exchange in general to transpire because it won't be no mutual destruction bullshit like everybody. That's what you've been taught. If you follow the truth, you understand that one thing the rich want to do is population control. So let's look at the years of population control. It really hasn't produced much. If you look at the population ticker, it's like the it's insanity. The numbers of people that are born compared to the numbers of people that die is insane, overflowing with people born. And the rich know just as well as any other educated person knows. Once you get so many people, you're going to start fighting for water. You're going to start fighting for resources. Everything's going to start dwindling. The farmland itself is going to be worthless because you're going to over farm it. So eventually that's going to dwindle as well. So it just becomes a whole fucking shitstorm. Now, I'm not for population control, But at the same time, what you gonna do? See, when I was younger, now I take care of kids. It's my wife's kids, which I consider them mine, of course, but they're not my blood. But when I was younger, like a teenager, and this is before I knew about all the shit I know about population control, all the elites, Ted Turner, fucking Bill Gates, all of them believe in population control. Uh, and then you got the Georgia Guidestones, the whole ideal of Agenda 21, which is population control, uh, FEMA camps, super viruses that they're trying to spread, etc., etc. Before I knew about all this or even looked into it, I told myself that I personally would do everything in my power not to bring another life into this fucked up world because of what they'll have to endure when they get older and they actually might see the beginning of it, which I think we're getting into. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to act like I know everything because I really don't. But it's quite the conundrum, quite the fucking shit turd in the pickle bucket. I don't know what to fucking say about it because I really think everything's about to come to a head. Just everything. It's about time for a reset button, I guess you could say. Because something's gonna happen. Rather, it's the fucking civil war that's brewing in America in between the leftists, the communist leftists, and the somewhat pseudo racist right, which all are right ain't racist, so I'm not saying they all are, but there's a lot of good old boys on the fucking Republican side at the moment. Uh, or if it's a nuclear exchange with Korea and its allies. But it ain't gonna be like, it's gonna be rough, but it's not gonna be, because they don't want all the population dead, because then they wouldn't have slaves to do their work. They still need us, they just don't need as much of us. That's the problem. Because it's hurting them, and eventually it's gonna hurt their kids, and they can see this. So if you think there's no possibility of nuclear war within our generation, especially with Trump in office, you got probably got another fucking thing coming. I mean, just look how long we've been building up for a nuclear exchange with North Korea. Kim Jong Il, hell, he's talking about it then. Look, now you got Kim Jong Un, and he's supposed to be so much more uh, ruthless or whatever than his dad, or I don't know. So, just hopefully everything settles, all the shit settles, and everybody just sees what's going on, and we turn all of our anger and hate towards the people that need it. Like I've always said, anger is a gift. You just gotta direct it in the right direction. And the elite know this. Look what they're doing. They're directing it towards the poor. The even the fucking middle class is poorer than them. Even the well off class is poorer than them. So they're getting everybody, all the public, to hate each other, and it's working. It's fucking working. But I guess you'll have that with sheep. A nation of sheep controlled by the wolves. Much clown love.